How many of you are in the pursuit of self improvement? When was actually the last time you gave importance to yourself and for betterment of your own? Not a very random question, but the question everyone needs to ask at a particular point of time through the life. When you are settling for something that you think doesn't belong to you, or when you think you are not the guy that has to face so many problems, I bet you would have thought, why me? Why? Because it was meant to be. Everything is meant to be as it happens, and that point should actually be a starting point rather than a regret point. So, starting out on the self help journey maybe is a logical choice at this point. Even though everything seems straight when you start, things don't pan out the way they are supposed to. Here, I address 12 steps leading to the self improvement bubble and the turnarounds in the journey. Step 1. Go out of control. There are actually two kinds of people when they start out. One, people who don't care about self improvement, and the other, people who already are on self help but don't realize this. But whatever stage you are starting on, there are some things that both undergo, eventually leading to the self improvement bubble. As somebody once said, arrival might be late, but it is definite. Step 2. Realize you are out of control. There will be signs at every stage, whether it is going smoothly or not. You realize that whatever is going on, it is not in your control, and you feel as if you are inside some weird puzzle and you cannot do anything about this. Things get really desperate, and your values tend to fade away little by little. Step 3. Start thinking things have to change. The immediate response you give to not tackle the problem, neglect or turn away from the problem as soon as possible. And after a certain amount of time, you start thinking it is not the way, and you plan on changing things to get back the control. Step 4. Relive and regret the moments you wasted. When you start countering your problems, you have no option other than to face them. And facing the problems or difficulties that you are trapped in becomes more personal, and the main reason that made you start changing things doesn't leave you. It follows your thoughts all the time. Step 5. Get hit by a big setback. You try to change, but you do not, as you get trapped in the same loop. Things this time goes completely out of control, and you face a big setback that you were really afraid of. Morally depleting, emotionally taunting, and physically straining. You never know what to do. You always felt there would be a way out somehow, but this time, this is the peak entity and you can't escape from. To come out of this, it takes immense strength and mental energy, and the way you are demotivated, it feels really heavy. Step 6. Make a plan to grow personally. This is it. This is the time you realize it's not the things that has to change, but it is you who has to. You finally come to this conclusion and make a plan on how you plan to change yourself like every normal human being would. Your plan has ways to tackle things, and within a short span, you will be problem free if you execute the plan properly. Step 7. Start the plan. This will be the most refreshed stage you ever felt in a long time. You have a new beginning and the new aura that makes you do anything like a superhero. You are unmatchable. Your change feels powerful to you, and you are so confident everything is in order now. The first week or two goes totally your way. After that, life comes in the way like always. New challenge, new possibilities, and your old demons to counter. Step 8. Throw away the plan, as it is nonsense. Suddenly the plan is nonsense. It will not give you the results you've craved for. It stopped working after a short span of time. Your plan doesn't work. You are again stuck with no hope and you are going down. All the above stages repeat again and again. And you fall and fail again and again. Mostly. Step 9. Do actual research on how to change. You realize until and unless you know the actual science behind growing, you can't grow. You start reading self-help books and start watching content related to self-improvement. You understand what is your part in this thing and you've come across some right path suitable to you that gets you through. For me, it is minimalism. For you, it might be organizing, working on your dream, or even creating a dream. Step 10. Wait until you're inspired. Although now you know the path to your new change, you don't get excited like before and you don't rush into things. This buffer period is the difference between the previous attempt and this attempt. You wait for the hit of self-inspiration and not some external motivation from all the readings. Once you're hit with it. Step 11. You make your own system out of all experiences. You understand that following something always makes it external and not personal. You create your own rules and your own path to your improvement and feel the calm in the true ways this time. You start slow and implement things with a sense of purpose and clarity. Systems give you a purpose. You don't fall for the immediate cravings like before. You counter procrastination and actually work your thing because of the system. The toxic parts don't worry you now. You now know how to manage things and how to deal with exceptions as your system reflects that. Your system is everything now. The only stage remaining. Step 12. The reach. You look back and already know that you're on track and you enjoy the improvement process, despite some setbacks along the way. The focus is on the process now and not on the result. Every time I tell this dialogue, I remember a cheesy line from one of the films, but it's the truth. The benefits may not show itself now, but the way you're improving feels right, and go through with it peacefully. Thank you for watching. Do tell me which step are you in and do you actually believe you can achieve the calm around you? Subscribe and like if this is meaningful to you, and don't if it means nothing. Cheers.